There's a fascinating book just out which highlights 10 birds and the key role they have played in the lives of humans.
But for this week, we're just going to talk about a few of them. Now, Jackie, you've looked at a few of these birds. Tell us about one of them.
I'm going to talk about the dodo.
As dead as a dodo.
Yeah, so exactly. The dodo is the symbol of extinction. Right. Now, I know you know that they used to live on the island of Mauritius, but did you know how big they were?
Well, looking at the old pictures, I think they were actually quite big, weren't they?
Yeah. Now, you talk about the pictures. There are plenty of illustrations of dodos, but they vary wildly. However, there are fossil remains.
Oh.
And they've guessed that the bird was about 1 metre tall.
Wow, I didn't think they were that big.
Yeah, plus it weighed between 10 to 17 kilos.
That's a lot for a bird.
Yeah, now there are two main features about this bird which are important. One is that it couldn't fly.
I'm not surprised at that size.
Well, actually, it's not that unusual, really. You think about it, penguins, ostriches.
And our chickens, of course, they couldn't really fly, could they? But they could just get off the ground.
Yeah. The other important thing was, Richard, it was fearless to humans. So obviously it was easy to hunt. Now the first recordings of the birds are by Dutch sailors way back in 1598.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
But by the mid-17th century they were extinct. However, its demise was not just down to hunting. First of all, they also destroyed its habitat, plus humans introduced other animals to the island. Dogs, pigs, macaques, which is a type of monkey, rats and everything. And all of these were a threat to the dodo. So, one way or another, humans destroyed the dodo. So, unsurprisingly, organisations that protect endangered species use the bird as a symbol. What about your bird then, Richard?
Well, there are plenty of my birds around, maybe too many.
Oh, yes.
Some people might think it's the pigeon.
Oh, the pigeon, right, okay.
Well, the first fact is, it may surprise you to know that pigeons were actually domesticated over 10,000 years ago.
So what's the key role that they have played in the lives of humans then?
Well, we all know that pigeons are famous for their homing instincts.
Right.
They always return home, and so they've always been used to send messages.
Ah.
So you take the pigeon miles and miles away from home, you can put a little message, tie it to its leg usually, and it returns home, and the person at home can read the message.
Okay.
And this has been especially important in times of war.
We're talking about the First World War?
Definitely the First World War, and there are a number of stories about specific pigeons. So I can tell you, in France, in the First World War, a battalion of American soldiers broke through German lines in an attack.
Right.
However, headquarters didn't realise that they'd broken through. So this battalion actually came under fire from both sides.
Right, okay.
So what they did was they had a homing pigeon, wrote a message with their exact coordinates, tied it to the leg of the homing pigeon and sent it off to return to HQ. Now the interesting thing is the pigeon actually flew back to HQ. I think it was over 40 miles, despite losing an eye and a leg.
You mean it was shot at?
It was shot at by the Germans.
Wow.
And they shot it, but it got back, sent its message, and it won a medal for bravery.
Okay.
The Croix de Guerre.
So the pigeon then, Richard, more than meets the eye.
Definitely.